This is a new conversation between Mustafa, who is an advisor to Turkish President Erdogan. Military advisor to Turkish president is like national security advisor in Nigeria. So this is a core conversation that need between him and the executive of the Turkish airline when the Turkish government were transporting weapons to Bokøharam in Nigeria. And that weapon, they mandated them not to use the weapon to kill the Muslims, but the Christians. And after that, this happened after the meeting in 2014, where the Turkish adopted a policy that in Mali, Nigeria, and Central African Republic, that they are going to support these Islamic extremists against their nation in the cause to Islamize these countries. And remember that Bokøharam now, pay allegiance to Islamic regime in Syria that Turkey was funding and, protecting them. So stay with me in this video so that you will understand why I am raising an alarm about Tinubu signing a security pact with Turkey, because some northern elite like Shegumi said no to America. So Tinubu is now turning to balance things. However, somebody who is sponsoring and sending weapons to Bokøharam, you are not supposed to go and sign peace pact with it. This is Islamization. Don't forget that Turkey was a Christian nation, and before you know, they turn it into an Islamic state. Ask this question: Shegumi went there before Tinubu went there. I want you to understand that there is something that is going on. Anyway, this is not a news. This is a lecture. Stay with me in this video.
Alo.
Mustafa selamünaleyküm.
Aleykümselam abi.
Mustafa, sana bir konu arz etmiştim ama hatırlıyor musun? Şu bizim taşıma hususuyla ilgili.
Ya onun Hakan Bey'le bir araya gelemedik de ondan dönemiyorum
ya
sana.
Mustafa, yani
çok acil.
Tonlarca malzeme taşıyoruz. Nijerya'ya gidiyor şu anda, tamam mı? Müslümanları mı öldürecek, Hristiyanları mı öldürecek?
Anladım abi.
Cebel altındayız, haberin olsun.
Tamam, yani. 1-2 güne sana haber veriyorum. 1-2 güne.
Allah'a emanet ol. Ya bize bir kontak numarası versin, onunla istişare etsinler yani, tamam mı?
Tamam. Hadi sağ ol.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. This is Wednesday, the 28th day of January, 2026. You see, this video I'm going to make, this is not only about blogging or news. This is education. I am going to teach you the involvement of Turkey in Nigeria insecurity situation. The involvement of Turkey in what is termed the Islamization of Nigeria. And at the end of this video, if you discover that everything I'm going to teach you in this video is not true, stop watching my video, unsubscribe, stop following me. If you discover that everything I'm going to tell you in this video that is not true, stop following me, because yesterday I made a video where everybody were talking about Tinubu stumbled. I was saying, Nigerians, you pay attention to what does not matter. I personally, I stumble sometimes, I do fall sometimes, talk less of an aged man who is above 80 years. That is not necessary at all. So yeah, that yesterday, if you watch my video, I was asking this question: what is Tinubu doing in Turkey? And I knew that Tinubu went there to sign a military cooperation with Turkey. Now, there is a problem with that. And a lot of you will think that Okocha like criticizing people. No, this has nothing to do with criticizing people, but this is all about talking the reality out of issues. This is all about saying the truth. And that is why I told you from the beginning of the video that anything I'm going to say in this video, if you discover that it's not true, stop following me. Now, let's dive into it. There is a Turkish newspaper, okay? A Turkish newspaper. It is called Reveled. Okay, this Reveled reported something in 15 May 2014. 15 May 2014. That is the year the Turkish government, they had what they call Turkish policy on Africa. Turkish policy on Africa. And during that meeting, the call recordings, the meeting, what is it called? The video recording leaked. This was supposed to be confidential. So this Reveled reported it. And in their report, they stated that Turkey made it a policy to be supporting Islamic group against state terrorism. Now, let me define these terms before we move forward. In Turkish terminology, they call anybody, any country fighting Bokøharam, fighting ISIS, they call it state terrorism. You know what that means? Like Nigerian soldiers now, if you try to fight Bokøharam, Turkey will tell you that that is state terrorism. You are trying to fight the real people, that Boko Harams are the real people, and so on and so forth. That is not enough. After the meeting, after the policy, Turkey now starts shipping arms through their airline to Boko Haram. The thing leaked. So Turkey was found directly supporting Boko Haram. But this was during Buhari administration. Buhari have the same ideology with the Turkish government under this Erdogan. So Buhari did not stop them. But everybody, they were raising concern, and so many classified documents were there that people did not release, okay, because of some international policy. Now, when they were calling, when they were shipping these arms, another call recording leaked. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I want after this video, you go and verify what I'm saying. So another call record leaked. And in this call record, they were saying, according to Tenravadi, according to this newspaper and subsequent newspaper that I'm going to, show you in this video, it shows that the Turkish government, we are telling them that this weapon we are shipping to Nigeria, don't use it to kill Muslims. I am coming to see, at the end of this video, I want you to spend like 1 hour, go and verify everything I'm going to tell you. Okay? Go and verify them. So the Turkish government sent weapons to Boko Haram, and they were telling them that these weapons should not be used to kill Muslims. The reason why I'm trying to give you all this background is because I don't want a situation where I will come out and say Tinubu is trying to divide Nigeria. Tinubu could not resist the division of Nigeria. People will misunderstand me and misconception will come. No. Now, the reason why Tinubu went to Turkey is because after the strike from the American government, Nigeria said they collaborated with them. The Northern, so many Northern elites don't like it. They rejected it. Up to today, someone like Sultan of Sokoto did not say anything, but silence in Nigeria is also a press statement. Now, Shegumi made a statement that Tinubu, instead of America, should go and partner with Turkey. Now, I want to let you know this, that Turkey became an Islamic country through Islamization, and that is what they want to lead in Nigeria. For them to, ship weapons to Boko Haram and so on and so forth, it means that they support these people. They want them to Islamize Nigeria. Now, going to sign military cooperation with Turkey, and Turkey's private security came to Nigeria last year. They gave them contract to secure Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, to Abuja. They gave them contract. I think they pay them every month 1 billion. Go and verify everything I am telling you now. So, imagine where Turkish private security are today in Nigeria. The what is it called? The bandits made that place a safe haven. I want you to connect the dots. I want you to understand something that is going on. Now, I want to analyze this newspaper report to you again. Now, this is a Nordic Monitor. Nordic Monitor. They report about insecurity and international policy and so on and so forth. Now, support Islamists against state terrorism in Mali, Nigeria. Central African Republic, says ex-military advisor of Turkish president. This newspaper reported what I am just telling you. They reported this in 2021 and refer back to 2014. What happened? Stay with me in this video. Now, it reads that Turkey should support the Islamic group against state terrorism in some critical regions of Africa, such as Central African Republic, Mali, and Nigeria, said retired General Adnan Taravadi, the former chief military aide to Turkish president, Erdogan, who also owns private military contractor Sadat, which many believe is a de facto paramilitary force loyal to the Islamic president of Turkey. Now, this private military contractor Sadat is operating in Nigeria, owned by somebody who tell the Erdogan, the president of Turkey, to make sure they Islamize Nigeria by supporting Boko Haram against state terrorism. I've defined state terrorism in this terminology for you. What they mean by state terrorism? That is you now as a vigilante police, DSS, soldier, you are fighting against these people. It is called state terrorism. And that is why so many important military officers have been assassinated, because they were carrying the insecurity on their head. They want to stop the insecurity. They eliminate them because they term it as state insecurity. So you are now a terrorist. You are now a terrorist. It's a state terrorism. They can kill you. Pay attention. Now, in an article published by Teravadi in May 2014, that is the article I showed you from the beginning of this video, okay? Review the key determinant of the ruling Justice and Development Party, AKP, links to radical and terrorist group in Africa, Teravadi, an important figure in Edorga inner circle, define Africa countries' fight against terrorist groups as state terrorism, and argued that Turkey should consider effective measure to protect Islamic group in the Central African Republic, Mali, and Nigeria from this state terrorism. So, Turkey have a mandate to protect Bokøharam, ISIS, ISWAP from the Nigerian government. What is the purpose? What is the mission? To bring the Islamization, complete Islamization of Nigeria. See, when you go and do investigation that what I'm telling you is not true, stop following me. Because I actually want people to understand where my concept is coming from. Every now and then, if I talk about insecurity in Nigeria, people who do not understand anything about Nigeria will come out to think that this insecurity is what, hey, we have a good leader tomorrow, that good leader can stop insecurity, that good leader... Shut up. You don't know how far these people have gone. You don't know how condition now. I never wanted to drag Turkey out of this issue, okay? But when Tinubu traveled to Turkey, I was just the only one asking, what is Tinubu doing in Turkey? What is he doing in Turkey? Because I am curious. A country funding extremists, funding Bokøharam against Nigeria, should not be signing military cooperation with Nigeria. This is a death trap. This is Islamization. And no one is going to argue this with me that what I'm saying is not true. Now, the question here is this. Does Turkey send military equipment to Bokøharam? Answer is yes. Go and verify. Okay. Does Turkey said that Nigerian military soldiers, all these DSS, they are terrorists for killing Bokøharam? Yes, they said so. Turkey made it a policy to protect terrorists. Do they? Yes, they did that. I have the pictures of everyone who attended that meeting and so on and so forth. So, you see, we are on a very high level of division in Nigeria. They not refuse that US should not, cooperate with Nigeria, that they should give them Turkey. And Turkey is a chief Islamist, like people want to Islamize Nigeria. So Nigeria is literally dividing into two, into American interest and Turkish interest. I want you to save this video because, this is education. This is not all about blogging. Now, in addition, I think that discriminatory and foreign-backed state terrorism targeting Islamic group in some critical region of Africa, such as Central African Republic, Mali, and Nigeria, and preventing measures to protect those groups should be studied carefully, Teravadi said. It is interesting that a leaked recording of a conversation that took place in 2014, the same year that Teravadi reviewed Turkey's strategies towards some African countries, between an advisor of Erdogan and an official from Turkish airline, revealed that Turkish national airline and the Turkish government were alleged to have been involved in a transfer of arms to the Nigerian-based terrorist organization Bokøharam, which has pledged allegiance to the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Do you now understand the Turkey was funding the Islamic State in Syria? Assad? Do you remember? Turkey was funding the Islamic State in Syria. And Bokøharam is loyal to the Islamic State in Syria. I want you people to open your mind, and emancipate yourself from this Arab, domination and Islamization that has been going on for long. If I come out to tell you things about insecurity in Nigeria, I want you to open your mind. Don't be biased. I want you to understand the background, where all these things are coming from. The Turkish and that Islamic region in Syria, they were major people who were giving Buhari morale to go on, do what you want to do, Islamize the country, do this, do that. Like, we don't have voice. Anything we say, people won't take it serious. Anything we say, people will not take it serious because who is this guy? But I will tell you the reality. So, Tinubu going to Turkey is a step to Islamization of Nigeria. Turkey was championing the Islamization of Nigeria. Turkey was buying Bokøharam arms. Turkey have a policy of supporting Bokøharam, ISIS, loyal to the Islamic regime, to Nigerian system. So they want Islamization. That is Turkey's policy. So, as I said before, the private military, Turkish military operating in Nigeria was owned by someone who told the Turkish president, this current Turkish president, that he should Islamize Nigeria through Bokøharam. The person have a private security operating in Nigeria. Guys, you know, I have said my own. I'll keep on educating you what is going on in Nigeria. And he is going to, you see, I love US for one thing. They might not be perfect. Okay, they may not be the best people you may see on earth. You may hate them very well. Okay, that is very good. Hate them for whom they are. But you know what? The ability to gather intelligence is number one. After God, before devil in America. Okay, leave it for them. So what I'm talking about is so many unclassified documents. Okay, so many unclassified documents that people are not allowed to publish it because it is for military purpose, military use. Tinubu is deceiving Trump, but America is always step ahead. I am telling you people that Nigeria is divided into two. The North cannot entertain America coming to kill these terrorists because these terrorists belongs to them. Not everybody in the North. I'm talking about someone like Shegumi who said that Bokøharam is a blessing to Northern Muslims. You know, there are so many these extremists who believe that Nigeria should be Islamized. Okay? They will not accept the US working in Nigeria. It means dividing Nigeria. So they want Turkey to come again, occupy some part of Nigeria. So Nigeria is dividing into two. So all this drama that might unfold tomorrow, why can't we save ourselves this stress? Why can't we save ourselves? Prevent this war that is coming. Prevent this war. Let everybody understand that if you go your own, every state, even as Benin Kingdom is, they can be a country. Nigeria should go in the way of Yugoslavia now. If not, tomorrow is too dark. I am not telling you this because like in form of vision of prophecy. No! You can calculate what is going to happen, and it will happen based on what is on the ground today. There is a clear path to Sharia by 40% of Nigerian population. Like 20% of Nigerian population are so confused. They don't even know what is going on. Then there are also another like 40% who understand what is going on in Nigeria, but they believe that the problem could just be solved by electing leaders. No. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's not by electing leaders and so on and so forth. Anyway, what do I know, self? See you on my next video. I'm Okocha Happy myself. Okay, talking reality out of issues.